Hi everyone, so today I'm going to do my 12-week pregnancy updates, which I am really excited to do. Apologies for the lack of videos, but I've been really ill. If you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, then you'll probably know that. So I'll probably kind of mention more about that in this video. But yeah, I had my scan yesterday, so this video I'll probably be talking about my symptoms, my illness I had, my scan and anything like that, and my bump. So I'll start with like when I was ill and my symptoms and stuff like that. So it was really hard for me to film because I didn't know exactly how many weeks pregnant I was. So now I know that I'm 13 weeks today, so every Friday I turn a new week. So yeah, I'm actually a week ahead than what I thought I was. I thought I was 12 weeks. And both the cats are arguing again. Yeah, I thought I was 12 weeks, but I'm actually 13 weeks, so that's really exciting. But yeah, I'd say about 3 weeks ago I started getting really unwell, and I didn't know if it was to do with pregnancy or just me in general. And it started off as a cold. It was that week where I went up to Paul's nan and granddad's. So it started off as a cold, and then it got more and more worse. So I had sickness, so I was puking up, I was shivering or either burning up, and obviously headaches and everything like that. So it was absolutely dreadful. I could not move from my bed. I took a week off work, and I just, you know when you think I'm never ever going to get better, that's how I felt. So, and on top of that, I was pregnant, so I was like very worried that my illness would affect the baby and stuff like that. And it lasted for a good 2 weeks, so I was pretty rough. And Paul actually took some time off work to look after me because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't clean, I couldn't cook, and I also lost my appetite, so I wasn't eating. So yeah, I might have lost a bit of weight, but I've certainly put it back on now. So yeah, after the illness, it kind of went more into morning sickness. So when I had that fever, I was really vomiting like uncontrollably. And I remember it was quite late at night and I got sick, and I had these terrible stomach pains. It was like cramps and shooting pains, and it was just really uncomfortable, very like sharp pains. And the first thing I thought is like, oh my god, I'm gonna miscarry. And I got really upset about it, and I started crying and everything like that. But it turned out it was just because I was getting sick so much. My kind of muscles in my stomach were very tight and sore. So thankfully nothing happened to the baby, and the baby's absolutely fine. But I am feeling a lot better than how I was. I really wanted to carry on filming like my pregnancy updates, but I couldn't. I didn't have no energy. So yeah, the morning sickness is being pretty bad. I still have a bit of it, but it's not as bad as what it is. I don't know why it's called morning sickness, because you have it literally throughout the day. I threw up at work twice. I threw up on the floor, and my dad sent me home, and I threw up when I was eating my breakfast. Literally a second later it just all came out, which is probably disgusting for you to hear, but yeah, I had terrible sickness, and anything makes me feel very nauseous now. So if Paul sprays his deodorant or aftershave, I will start gagging and heaving, because I don't know why. It never used to do that, but lately it has. Also the other day when I was brushing my teeth, I felt like I was going to throw up. So it's been pretty awful, but this week, fingers crossed, it will get a bit better because I'm going into the second trimester. Let me know in the comments below, when is the second trimester? Is it your 13th week or 14th week? I've read kind of different things, but I actually think I'm in the second trimester, so hopefully things will start getting a bit better. So yeah, apart from that, there's nothing been too bad. My breasts have been very sore and they've gotten a lot bigger. But apart from that, the tiredness is kind of going now, which I'm really, really happy about, because when I was first pregnant, the number one symptom I had was tiredness. I could come home from work and just sleep throughout the night and wake up the next day. I was just exhausted all the time, but that is getting gradually a lot better. So yeah, I'm also going on holiday next Sunday, so the 12th of May, which I'm so looking forward to. It's going to be so nice. We're going to Egypt for 2 weeks, me and Paul, and it'll just be so nice to relax. And it's going to be good as well because I'll only be in my second trimester, so it won't be too uncomfortable for me. But obviously I checked with my midwife and everything, and they said it's absolutely fine to fly. And I also had to get travel insurance that covers pregnancy. So yeah, I've got quite a few videos lined up before I go away on like showing you like what's in my makeup bag and stuff like that. But yeah, and then I will talk about this scan. We had that yesterday, so Thursday, and it was really, really early in the morning. It was 8:30, so I had to get up at like 6:45 or something like that. And I was just very, very worried. I was very excited about the scan, but then a lot of me was very worried. I was thinking like, you know, is the baby going to be okay? And because a lot of people I know had early scans, and I was so tempted to get an early scan, but I thought, no, I'm going to wait till my 12-week scan. So yeah, anyway, I got my appointment, which was yesterday, Thursday, and I went along to it, and there was quite a lot of like mothers. I thought it was going to be very empty and would be seen to quite quick, but a lot of the mothers got sent out of their room because they weren't drinking enough fluid, so the baby weren't active, or they couldn't see the baby on the monitor, so they had to walk around the hospital for like a good hour or so. And I was thinking, oh my god, that's going to happen to me. Like, my midwife didn't tell me to drink a litre of water or anything like that, so I was very worried and stuff like that. But yeah, we had a lovely ultrasound. She was a little Chinese lady, and she really made me feel like comfortable and everything. And literally, when she squirted the gel onto my belly and put the Doppler or whatever it is onto my stomach, the baby appeared within like a second. And I was expecting like them to take their time trying to find the baby and everything, but literally she put it on my belly and the baby popped up, and it was like the best thing I've ever seen in my life. It was unreal. Like, I got emotional, but it was just more like happiness, and it was like a big weight off my shoulder seeing the baby. And she measured the baby from head to rump, and that's how she found out I was 13 weeks. And I'll show you some photos in a minute, but she said everything looks good, the fluid looks good, the baby's a good size. She also, while I was having my scans done a Down syndrome screening and kind of like other tests and everything, but she said it's more like a low risk of it. So they'll write to me if it's a low risk, or they'll ring me if it's high risk. But she said the baby looks really, really good, and it was so active. And I wasn't expecting that either. I was expecting, I said to Paul, like, be warned, you probably won't see much of the baby because it's very small still. But it was just incredible. Like, the baby was like fist pumping and kicking, and every time I laughed, because I started laughing when it was like waving and fist pumping, every time I laughed the baby would like go woo like that in my stomach, and it was surreal how the baby was moving around but you can't feel it yet. So she was like, oh no, you won't feel it until you're about 20 weeks, and I was like, oh okay. But it was just amazing seeing the baby. Like, it just looked perfect. So I've got some scan photos. The scan photos were £5 each. I don't know if anyone gets their photos for free, but she actually gave us one for free because I said I wanted to. But I'll get it for you now. If it's not so clear, I will insert a photo of it, but you can see obviously the head there and the back of the little belly, and then you can also see the little arm in the air there. I don't know if you can see that, and the little feet. It's just so amazing. And everyone thinks it's a boy. Everyone in my family thinks it's a boy. My mum said it's a mini Paul, and Paul was just ecstatic. Like when he saw the baby, he just had a massive beam on his face. He's just really excited, and he's really looking after me, which is lovely. So yeah, I also got another one, but it's very similar. But this one, you can see the arm a bit more clearly. But it's just amazing. So I thought the scan was going to take about half an hour to 45 minutes, but I was literally in there for like 15 minutes because everything went so smoothly. She said like it was the quickest scan she's ever done. And also we asked her if we could film. I really wanted to film the baby and everything, but she said we couldn't do that because it's like hospital rules and stuff. So I was really gutted I couldn't do that because I would have inserted it. And also we heard the baby's heartbeat. It just sounded perfect, and it was really weird because I've never heard like a heartbeat. It was very loud and fast. But yeah, everything's fine, and I'm excited for the next scan now. We're definitely going to get the 3D scan, but probably in 2 months' time. But yeah, my second scan is on the 27th of June, which is my 20-week scan, and we'll find out the gender. Someone did ask if we were finding out the gender, and the answer to that is yes. Paul especially, like I want to as well, but Paul is so desperate to know what sex is. He would love a little boy, and like obviously if it was a girl would be 100% over the moon as well, but Paul would love like a little boy, but would be happy whatever the baby was. My camera keeps cutting off, sorry. So yeah, that's about it. I don't know if I've missed anything. Oh yeah, also I had to have, that was another thing, I didn't even mention my midwife appointment. I had my midwife appointment, I think it was the 9th of April. That went really well. She took my blood pressure, my height, my weight, and asked all about like my family history and everything. Yeah, she said everything seems really good, and what else? Oh yeah, she said, can I take some blood from you today? So I said like, yeah, I'd rather get it done here than at hospital. So she sat me down on like the little couch thing, and she tried to take blood from me, like she tried to find my veins and everything, but she couldn't get no blood from me at all. She said like my arm was like a child's arm. So it was very sore. Like I'm not very good with kind of injections anyway and needles, so I was very tensed up, and she did say to me like, try and relax, you're very tense, I can't get any blood from you, and it was just awful. So in the end she said, sorry, but you're going to have to go to the hospital because they're more kind of professional at doing it. So I was a bit gutted, and she said you can either go today or tomorrow. So we went the next day, and also she wanted me to do a urine sample, and for some reason I just couldn't go to the toilet. I'm usually always going to the toilet, always needing the toilet, but I just couldn't go for some reason. So she said bring your urine sample to the hospital and obviously give it in to them. And then I went for my blood test at my nearest hospital, and it was awful. I started crying, and it was just so painful. Again, they struggled taking blood from me, so she had to call another lady in to do it, and it felt like they were tearing my arm. Like all I could feel was the needle going in and out, and it was very sore. But they managed to get blood from me, thank God. It was very traumatic. I think it was because I had a fever as well, so I was very unwell, and I just wanted to go home. But this blood test was to find out about everything about me, like am I anemic, am I low in iron, stuff like that. But my arm, for about a week, it was severely bruised, and it was very weak. I couldn't lift anything, and so when I went for my 12-week scan yesterday, I knew I had to have a blood test. So I was very scared and anxious about it. I couldn't even sleep the night before because I was just terrified of this blood test. But it went so smoothly. It was completely different. This blood test, the 12-week blood test, was for everything about the baby. So as the baby got Down syndrome and stuff like that. So I think it's because I saw the baby that I kind of relaxed a bit more, and I knew that they were doing it because of the baby's sake. But it hurt a tiny little bit for like 2 seconds, and then it was fine, and she managed to find blood from me this time. So that went a lot more smoothly than I wanted to. So yeah, that's about it. And I'm trying to think if there was anything else. No, I think that's it. So every Friday I'm going to aim to do my pregnancy updates because I will be a week more further along. So yeah, I'm going to show you my baby bump. Okay, so this is my baby bump at 13 weeks. As you can see, it is a lot bigger, and I'm showing so much. So this is from what it looks like at the side, and then this is what it looks like at the front. You can see, especially down here, it's like very round, and also my belly button is popping out. I forgot to mention that. But my belly button is starting to actually come out a bit. So that's from the other side. And then this is what it looks like with my top on. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like the video, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye!